They got some more info in this nigga.
At this point, I don't know if Dirk's case is getting better or worse. Just days ago, paperwork dropped that had everyone thinking this might be good. Dirk's 4 lawyers, led by legal powerhouse Drew Finling, filed a motion to dismiss the entire indictment. But they didn't just attack the indictment. They targeted LA's top federal prosecutor, Bilal Isaili. Dirk's team would ask the courts to dismiss the indictment due to the unlawful designation of Isaili as the U.S. Attorney of California and the unlawful appropriation of funding to the office he leads, and to disqualify Isaili and any of the attorneys working under his supervision or paid with funds he has wrongfully received. Now this is what happens when you pay your lawyer the big bucks. They do their motherfucking homework. Isaili was sworn in on April 2nd, 2025, but several federal public defenders have filed motions against him to dismiss him and his team. He's accused of operating without proper lawful authority, not qualifying for his role, and several recent decisions in federal court dismissed others from their positions for doing similar actions. So Dirk's team wasn't just trying to say the indictment was bullshit, they're trying to get the top federal prosecutor in LA fired. A second motion to dismiss will be filed, and this time for the indictment being vague. His team would argue the indictment leaves them guessing as to the government's theory of guilt, and it leaves the government free to change that theory as its cooperator stories morph over time to meet the demands of a conviction. In other words, the feds haven't been specific, leaving Dirk's team unable to attack specific things they're accusing him of. Because of that, anyone cooperating against Dirk can easily be manipulated into saying what the feds can use to convict him. Everyone knows
they working dirty, bro.
For hire, alleging he offered a bounty.
Nigga, they playing dirty as hell, bro.
Bounty for the death of Quando Rondo. They'd further allege he used coded language that made it clear Quando's killer would receive money or money opportunities within OTF. Dirk's legal team want to know when, where, and how the coded language was communicated. What were the rewards or opportunities promised for the murder? Dirk is accused of directing men to fly to Los Angeles, track, stalk, and attempt to kill Quando. But when, where, how, and who did Dirk give these directions to? Dirk's team was demanding the specifics so they could specifically target and dismantle each one. Well, some new specifics did drop. The feds would highlight the pressure Dirk faced from fans to slide for Vaughn. Apparently, they'd also recover texts between Dirk and other members of OTF such as Didi and Booney Mo. Dirk was allegedly beefing with O-Block member Munna Duke, accusing him and O-Block of not sliding for Vaughn. One of the cooperators in the case has agreed to testify that him and Booney Mo purchased a vehicle with money from Dirk to travel to O-Block and kill whatever members they could find. He also agreed to testify that he would have expected to have been paid for the murder, but the plan didn't go through because of the police presence in O-Block. These texts were from 2023. In 2025, 31-year-old Munna Duke would be killed outside a bar with O-Block youngin.
Turning to breaking news from overnight on Chicago's north side, Chicago police say 2 people were shot and killed and a third person was hurt. This happened early this morning near Broadway and Rosemont. It's still unknown what led up to that shooting. So far, no one is in custody.
At this time, no one has been charged with the shooting, and in no way has Dirk been connected. If Dirk is able to beat this case off a technicality like the prosecutor is illegally working, that would be some insane shit. But in all reality, he'd most likely just get re-indicted, or at least that's what I would assume. It's hard to say if any of this is looking good or at least better for Dirk, because the accusations are still punishable by forever and don't seem to be letting off that forever part. The feds would also highlight Dirk as showing a repeated disrespect and willingness to impede the judicial process. From phone violations to getting caught with an Apple Watch, the feds would claim Dirk has escalated his defiance of BOP rules that keep witnesses and others safe. They find it even more troubling that instead of accepting responsibility, Dirk attempted to destroy the watch and impede the investigation. Not saying it can't happen, but I highly doubt Dirk will ever get a bond in this case. This is going straight to trial. Unless Dirk is offered a deal he can't refuse. But that's just my opinion, and we'll just have to wait and see how this case plays out. Now, one thing about it, coming from somebody that's been in jail, having a criminal case go on, you know, I had a public defender, I didn't have a fucking Drew Finley. And I feel like the majority of America will never have a Drew Finley. We'll never know what it's like to be represented by a lawyer of that caliber unless you're making crazy money. But when your lawyer or your public defender comes up with a motion to dismiss, it sounds great. You're thinking to yourself like, oh hell yeah, they're gonna go for that. Yeah, they gotta throw it away. I just beat this case, you know, I'm good. And then it goes to the courts and they're like, we ain't going for it. The decision is up to them regardless, so they can make something sound great. Beating this off a technicality, throwing out the curveball that the top federal prosecutor isn't even supposed to be in his position is crazy. And the fact that so many federal public defenders have all filed against this man, if Drew Finley is able to get him thrown out, that would be insane. But the feds are on top of everything. They even accused Dirk of having Drew Finley go on Vlad TV to make Dirk look better in the eyes of the public. Like, the feds are on everything. They watched the DJ Academics interview of him talking about how do you feel when people say slide for Vaughn. They listened to all the lyrics about him talking about slide for Vaughn. They're watching everything. And they're trying to manipulate every situation they can to get the conviction that they essentially want. Now here's the thing, when you file a motion saying, look, we want the specifics, we want to know how coded language was used, we want to know who said what to who, the feds can only respond by letting it be known. Alright, this is who said what, this is what was said, but when they do that, Dirk's team is going to now be able to build a defense towards that. So I don't think this motion was necessarily to dismiss everything, I think it was more so to force the feds to release the information so that Dirk's legal team can better attack them and do a better job at defending him when it comes down to trial. I think that this is all tactics right now. We're watching a $1 million lawyer play. He's playing ball, and he's playing ball with the feds. And this is a big fucking case. This isn't like the Diddy Rico where they just gave him some, you know, crazy bullshit. This is a fucking murder for hire, private jets, machine guns. This is some big boy shit. Now, as far as them trying to say, oh, he's got phone violations, he was doing 3 ways, that's regular jail shit, bro. Anybody that has people to talk to, whether it's your girl, your family, you're trying to get money, you use up all the minutes on your phone, you use someone else's, that's regular jail shit. Like, that's not, oh, he's putting the witnesses' lives in danger. No, he's not. No one's gonna send a hit like that over a fucking phone. You know what I mean? Or he got caught with an Apple Watch, bro. The man is a celebrity. Who isn't gonna want to have some form of contact with the streets? Whether it's an Apple Watch, an iPhone, whatever he can get his hands on, he's gonna try to get his hands on it. And you can't solely blame Dirk for that, because who do you think brought the Apple Watch into the federal jail? One of the people working at the federal jail. You know what I'm saying? You're not just sneaking that in. You're not getting it thrown over a fence. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Fed building, but they look like fortresses, right? So painting the whole picture that, oh, Dirk must have somehow smuggled this in or whatever. No, it's not. Motherfuckers want to have communication with the outside world.
On phone, he do like, it's a little fucking Dirk, you feel me? And then it's just like the little shit the feds talking about something. What did you say? He just said, I got him on the back, but I think it's like something on the back. He said Lil Durk was that little shit, Money Duke and Youngin, them little old block members and shit, when they got shot and killed. They talking about something, that Lil Durk did that or some shit like that. some shit, you feel me? Because niggas wasn't sliding for fun and shit. Nigga, before that shit even happened, bro, all block don't even got money like that. You feel me? Them niggas still in the streets, still in the hood, you feel me? Niggas, that shit, they don't got enough money to do all that stuff, you feel me? That shit happened in Atlanta. That little shit, little Pab shit was in LA and shit. How the fuck was they was gonna go over there? You feel me? Hell, you feel me? I don't know, bro. You feel me? Nigga math, I don't know, bro.
He obviously tried to destroy it.
Gotta have a good ass lawyer with this shit, bro.
That's regular jail shit. That isn't a threat to witnesses, and he's trying, they're trying to make it sound worse than what it actually is, because he's not the only person doing that shit in there. You know what I mean? This is simple violations, if you want to call it that. But let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comments section. I want to hear what y'all want to say, and I want to know what y'all are thinking. You think that this is looking better in this case? You think it's looking worse? I never knew there was an issue between him and O-Block. Him and Money Duke. Allegedly him telling people, man, go put pressure on them because they ain't sliding for Vaughn. Because that's a crazy thing to think. The fans are telling him to slide, and behind the scenes, he's telling other motherfuckers to slide. And Money Duke was in a ton of Vaughn's videos.
That nigga was in jail when he got out, when Dirk got out, type of shit. Alright, yeah.
But I think a lot of people realize with Vaughn passing, the momentum that O-Block had quickly faded. And once again, it just became another project. And then sadly, Duke got killed not that long after. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 10.
And it's like, see, O-Block, after that little duck shit, hell, the feds got their ass and it's just like, hell, them niggas, shit, that was hot as shit. That was hot as hell after that shit, you feel me? And then the feds got their ass and shit, hell, you feel me? Shit wasn't looking good, man. It was looking bad, fool.